it's very easy to, compare yourself to others. And like I said, like, as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing, who cares? And Gary's a big advocate of that. Like, anytime he's like, are you enjoying it? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, so what else matters? When you put it that way, I do agree. I overthink so much, and he's very much, he'll put me in my place and he'll be like, Cara, honestly, look at yourself right now. Why are you overthinking? Because it's not a big deal. You need to realize if you're doing something you genuinely love, then
it's all worth it.
Matter.
Let me introduce to you Cara Jackson, the mastermind behind NI Food Reviews and an absolute powerhouse in the food influencer space. Cara does a phenomenal job uncovering the hidden gems of Northern Ireland's food scene, turning the local culinary world into an Aladdin's cave of mouth-watering discoveries. This is a podcast based on uncovering Ireland's most successful individuals, where we dive deep into the world of business, mindset, and entrepreneurship. This is one episode you cannot afford to miss. So grab a cup of coffee, grab a cup of tea or whatever you fancy, and prepare to be inspired. Because you're watching the official Young Hunger podcast. My name is Michael Burgess, and we present to you Miss Cara Jackson.
Hi, my name is Cara. I am the founder of NI Food Reviews. I showcase all of the amazing businesses here we have in Northern Ireland when it comes to food, drink, or even a wee odd hotel stay. I am here on the Young Hunger podcast to discuss all things food and how I started my journey as a content creator, and I hope you enjoy watching.
Cara, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're in Common Market.
Yes.
To shoot the podcast. Why did you choose here to shoot, I guess, in Belfast?
I think Common Market, it's such a fantastic space because, like, you do find with Belfast, we're always the last to get everything.
Yeah.
And you find, like, there's a lot of these markets in, like, London. You've got, like, Camden Market, you've the Borough Market, and, like, we don't have any of that in Belfast, like RIP Trade was. But I do find that Common Market is just such a lively space, fantastic food, and we've got a wee upstairs area to film it.
Yeah,
so,
no, I like the lighting and all. It's sort of iconic in Belfast now, I feel like.
It is. I don't even know what it was beforehand.
I honestly can't even remember.
I don't know, not worth asking to be fair, but
yeah, I like the way there's a couple of like the setup. You sort of have everything here, especially if like something like the rugby or something's on. You have like what do you have down here? Like Smash Bros. You've
got your Wing Society. They used to have Lhasa, you've got Zeus, you've got Sicarios, really good tacos. But yeah, I think I've got a wee bit of PTSD. Last time I was up here, I did the Smash Burger challenge. Didn't go well for me.
No.
So, yeah.
Well, it's actually saying you got the NI Food Blogger of the Year.
I didn't, did he?
Last year.
When was it? Like November time or something?
Yeah.
And I wasn't even at the award ceremony because I did not expect to win whatsoever. But I totally forgot it was even happening. And then a lot of businesses that were there, like food businesses, were like, oh my God, congrats. And they were sending me voice notes. And I was like, what happened?
Yeah.
And apparently I won. So didn't expect it whatsoever. So yeah, really thankful.
I feel like things are really on the up for you, I guess. And with the food blogger and things, how's that feel?
I mean, like, I didn't expect it to be as big as what it is at the minute. Like, I just genuinely started as a hobby. Like, I feel like I'm such a brunch girl, love going out for brunch and a bit of coffee. And personally, for me, I just really struggled to find new places to eat. I was just fed up of eating at the same brunch spot up and distant.
Yeah.
And there's so many fantastic businesses popping up in Belfast. So I was like, well, why don't I set up a food page? And from there, I just started to get loads of recommendations, or I got businesses reaching out to me going, we'd love a review. And I'm like, free food, unreal.
It's a win-win for everyone.
That's how it started,
How do you make food look? Like, I've seen your page, obviously, and like everything and everywhere you go, food looks good, or the hot chocolate looks good, or what you're eating looks good. And I'm thinking to myself, I actually really need to try there because of seeing your content. How do you do that? Like, how do you sort of add a wee bit of magic into it?
I mean, my background is video content, so very much I know what I kind of want in a piece of content. And I know like that hook's really important, so making the food look good is important. But also, you don't want the food to look amazing, like, and do it up yourself at the end of the day. Like, like food stylists and stuff where you look at the McDonald's and like the burger looks great and then you get it in person, it's like, that's not what it looks like. I feel like it's still important to show the public what it is they're actually going to get, because I do find some of the times where you'll go and do a review, people have dressed it and they've gave you great portions, and then people go and they're like, I did not get that and I don't want that at all.
Yeah.
And I think if a review page, it's really important to still say authentic and show people, if you go here, this is what you're going to get. But I mean, you've got TikTok lights and stuff to do things like that.
I like it. I like the honesty you have, because it sort of like helps, I guess, for like a viewer being like, if this is what it's actually if this is what it looks like, then I should go. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
No, I like it. Tell me, like, how would you describe, I guess, the food scene in Belfast now? Because I feel like it's turned into a real thing over this last couple of years.
I feel like, you know, you look at the food scene over in London or Manchester, for example, even Edinburgh have a fantastic food scene.
Yeah.
And I do feel like Belfast, we're so lucky to have the amazing produce we do. The dairy industry, for example, like our milk, our butter, our cheese is fantastic.
Yeah.
Not only that, like our meats and stuff, like the farm to fork ethos that a lot of businesses have, like, you know, you're going to go to a local burger joint and their meat's going to be served, you know, from Donegal, for example. It's all local produce.
Which is what you want.
Which is exactly what you want. And I think, like, when you do go to other countries, you're like, I don't know how I feel about that meat. But, like, here, like, I don't know if it's just me, but, like, I just know we're getting good quality food here. Like, I do genuinely think even if you just go to the most basic cafe, you're going to get a really solid fry.
Yeah.
So,
and if you hear somewhere it's from like Donegal or somewhere like that, you nearly want to go out and try more.
I think with cost of living as well, it's really important to still support local, like whether it's local farmers or it's people working in produce or even just the hospitality sector in general. Hospitality, it's so hard to keep staff, but also, you know, they're going through all of these hours. I don't know how they do it. Hats off to people who work in hospitality, but I do genuinely think that all these business owners that are setting up food spots like Wing Society, like Smash Bros, they deserve the recognition because they're bringing something really special to Belfast. It's incredible food. So
I feel like you guys have definitely got into something. Like, you definitely have got something that really works. Like, even with the algorithms and stuff, like, it really pushes it. You do something.
Let's not talk about the algorithm, honestly. Cause, like, this is the thing. There'll be weeks where I'm like, why is the videos not picking up? And I try. That's the toxic thing about social media. You can very much go into views, and you know, we've got all these people showcasing like, I've got millions of views, and it's like, why aren't I? But it's important to just still stay in your own lane and believe in your content. And if you really truly like the food that you consumed, the algorithm will do its thing. They'll show you the great food spots. And that's often something we do get is people are like, all you talk about is like the good stuff. Like, you never highlight the bad stuff. That's just the algorithm, in my opinion, because I do share my honest opinion in all videos. And truth be told, like, when I do a video where I've been like, I love this, but maybe didn't like this, that video just tends to not really pick up and get those views. Whereby if I do a video for, I don't know, like Daisy's in the hot chocolate in Belfast, that video will go mental. But I said, oh my God, I love it. You know, so
the
it's
vibes.
Always the way. Like, people are always, the haters in the comments going, you never do bad reviews. And it's like, I don't intentionally go out to do bad reviews. But very much it's important for us, our name is NI Food Reviews, to still share our honest opinions without completely tarnishing the business too. You know, that's really important.
Even though you nearly have that power to bring loads of people, or you know, if you used it in the wrong way, like, you know, if you did maybe a bad review and stuff, could probably hurt the business.
Well, this is the thing about, like, food bloggers are getting a bad rap at the minute, in my opinion, and I do feel like it is still really, really important to share your honest opinion, because at the end of the day, like I said, cost of living, people are obviously working hard and they're maybe going to have a date night on a Saturday night and they're going to listen to one of my reviews and go. And there's nothing worse than people spending their hard-earned money and getting bad food. Like, I would be angry and I like unfollow that person. So like, it is still really important for us to recommend items that we genuinely do enjoy, so people, when they go, hopefully they'll like it. But that is the thing about food, not everyone will value your opinion because everyone has different tastes.
Of course. I actually seen your story and it had like Mr. Dean's where he's there last night. How did you just find it?
Mr. Dean's is great.
Is it good?
Like, I wasn't expecting, I've never been to a Dean's restaurant full stop, so I was actually pleasantly surprised because the price points was actually quite good, in my opinion, like for the food that we got. Like, we shared a couple of starters, went for some cocktails. It was nice vibes.
Because we actually had Michael Dean on last year,
And he mentioned about Mr. Dean's opening like the next week after filming.
Yeah.
So I was kept meaning to get down, but I've never seen you were there.
Actually in the bar.
Was he there? Yeah.
Because my friend Amy was like, "Oh, there's Michael," and I was like, casually just doing a couple of drinks in his restaurant. It was Valentine's Day, so it's obviously just treating a couple of drinks on the house.
I know. You have to do it. We're in Common Market.
Yeah.
Where's your, like, I guess, other than here, what's your, like, top 3 places to eat and drink in Belfast?
Oh, top
if you had to pick 3,
3?
yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say Hero subs. I just love those guys. The staff are just, I get on with them so well. Me and Gary, anytime we walk in, they're like, "What up?" They're obviously from America, you see. So like the owners are US based and they're bringing like US style sandwiches to Belfast. And I just love everything about them. Their food, like the talent, like, oh, just everything's incredible. So we're kind of like mini BAs this week because we're there every month trying their new specials. And if you haven't been to Hero yet, like you need to go. Have you been?
I haven't yet, no.
You haven't?
Seriously, I haven't.
The heifer is unbelievable, but like just their specials, like the stuff they put in their sandwiches.
So good.
Unbelievable. Like it's questionable. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It tastes so good. I love Hero. I also love Bray and Bake. I know it's a hyped up place, but their cinnamon rolls are just, and they know me. Like they'll have a special on that week, whether it's like the Dubai, like pistachio rolls, or they'll have like chocolate fudge or sticky toffee. And I'm like, I don't like tits, so I'm just obsessed with anything sweet. So love Bray and Bake. And then I think finally, it's a toss up. I think like for fine dining, like a nice dinner, it's a toss up between Edo or Rome. Absolutely love those 2 places. Fantastic for like a date night.
Yeah.
But I think street food wise, like Wing Society, like I know we're at Common Market, but Society are just absolutely smashing it. Like,
shout out.
Honestly, shout out Krista. He's bringing something special to Belfast. Like you will find that you've got like your Dave's Hot Chicken, your Raisin Canes, that obviously going viral from America.
Yeah.
And he's just put his own spin on that kind of Nashville hot vibe. And he's brought out these chicken tenders. His wings are fantastic. And like the mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
The cheese pills.
You were saying beforehand about the mozzarella sticks and stuff.
Yeah.
Say, what's the guess as a food reviewer? What's like the process between like thinking of going somewhere, doing the review, and I guess trying it out and stuff?
So we have a mixture of things. So like there's kind of 3 kind of processes here. So like it'll be places I genuinely want to go to.
Yeah.
We'll obviously have like gifted invites of like businesses reaching out to us, and then we'll get recommendations. So we have quite a big following now where we do have loads of people who obviously they have their favorite local Chinese or they've got their favorite brunch spot and they're like, I would love you to review this place and go to like my local.
Yeah.
I obviously have come just looking at my own algorithm, look at my own feed. I see places and I'm like, I need that in my life. So it'll go on the list. I always say on the list and people are giving me a bad rap for it, but like it genuinely is. I've got a list on my notes of loads of places I need to go to.
Yeah.
And then of course, like we were very privileged, like we'll have loads of businesses reach out going like, we would love a review on your page. And yeah, like by all means, if it suits us and like we genuinely do think the food looks good, by all means we'll go.
I seen you actually did somewhere quite close to me. Poacher's Pocket.
Yeah.
In Lisbon. What did you get in there?
We went for the Sunday roast. I've never actually been to Poacher's Pocket, but like I do think it's like a cult. People love it for a Sunday lunch. I also love the little like deli kind of like shop section where you've got like lovely wines, you've got tray bakes and just lovely local produce, like peanut butters and like salsas and things like that. I really enjoyed it, but like controversial. Sunday roasts aren't my favorite like go-to meal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I would say it was a really good food, but like for me, I'm more of like Italian and Mexican. Like that's my like go-to food.
Yeah. No, I like them because over at our way, we're like Cumber based. We're really close. Like that's the place to go to, and everyone just keeps talking about it and stuff. So it felt whenever I seen you go, I was like, wow, like there's somewhere nice. You know what I mean? I
also really want to go to that place. My friend Kiba talks about it. It's just up the road and it does the steak, Blue House.
Blue, yes.
Have you been there?
Yeah, my sister worked there actually.
Really?
Yeah, she did, yeah.
I've heard really good things about their steak there.
Yeah, this might be quite renowned for the steak and stuff. So yeah, you should definitely go. Tag them in.
But I mean, I'd like to go at some point. So yeah.
Are we going to have like a Gary reveal or is there anything going to be happening there or what?
Gary is just one of those people, like he just hates social media. Like he literally is going out with someone who works in social media full time. I feel like he's one of those ones, like he's Twitter and nothing else. And he's just not into that kind of influencer space whatsoever. So he very much will go to reviews for me, but like him on camera, he's just
like no.
big no. And he's like, bless, like we did that smash burger challenge, and they wanted him on to do the challenge, and Gary really wanted to do it, but he's like, not in front of 3 cameras.
No.
I'm sorry. And I'm like, I rate it. But you do find a lot of people really have like this like they really want to see Gary and who he is. So when we obviously go to businesses and they're like, oh, this is the famous Gary, and I'm like, I swear people love you more than me. But it's about...
So it's really turned into a thing, hasn't it? I didn't realize how big it was until...
A lot of people on TikTok like, I need a Gary reveal. And I don't know, maybe at some stage, I'm not too sure, but it'll be like a photo on stories. It's not going to be a video of any sort. But I mean, it could be quite funny if you did something like that, but who knows?
I want to really touch on like the personal journey, and I guess a wee bit of your background and stuff. What was life like for you growing up, I guess? Was the food reviewing part of something you wanted to do, or did it blossom, or what way?
I mean, I've always been a huge foodie. Like my mum will always say, my mum and dad will always say this, I'm a greedy person. And they always say, like, when I was a child, like, I would never share. And still to this day, I'm not the best at it. Bless be Gary. Like, see if I don't like my food, he'll swap the dinner plates and all. Yeah, bless him. But I feel like I always have been a big foodie, really big sweet tooth. And I mean, I went to uni, I studied advertising up in the Gate. I love Derry, by the way. Like, Derry's my favourite place. And was really driven through uni and really wanted to just make a mark. And I went into agency world where I did a bit of like influencer kind of content creation and social media work. So worked there for 4 years, and I just decided, why don't I give this influencer thing a go? And that's where we are.
When did you start? A couple of years ago?
I started 2020. I can't remember if it's 2021 or 2022. I think it's maybe April 2022 from my understanding. We're definitely not going as long. Yeah, it's 2022. Yeah. So it's not been too long, but it feels like I've always had the page, if that makes sense. But it's genuinely just the years fly by.
It's still pretty fresh, actually. I didn't really know.
It is quite fresh. Like, I think within the first year, like, we hit like 50k like followers, which is just crazy. I was like, oh my god, people like follow me. This is really random. And like at the start, I wasn't too comfortable showing my face either. Like, we were very much an anonymous kind of food page. No one kind of knew what we looked like. It was all about the food. And then I think with algorithms and things change, and I started to see more people showing their face, did tend to grow their accounts or got better views and better engagement. And I was like, well, I'll try. Sometimes I go to these reviews and I'm rocking up for breakfast and have no makeup on, and I'm going to go on TikTok and I'm like, oh Jesus. But like, you just have to just step out of that mindset and be like, look, if you want to be on camera, you can. But there's some reviews, I'll just focus on the food. Sometimes I'll show me eating and I look a mess, but that's fine.
Was it scary at the start? Sort of showing the face?
I feel like a lot of people are scared of like voiceovers when they go into social media. I think that's one of those things. People want to be content creators and want to do social media. And we are starting to see a lot of food bloggers now where they're just making it about the food. They're picking a nice bit of audio and that's all they're doing. Some of those videos do well. But I feel like with me, I was probably one of those first food bloggers. I'm going to shout out to Raina here. She is the OG food blogger and TikTok with voiceovers, but not an awful lot of food bloggers who were reviewing restaurants did voiceovers. It was very much, here's the food, a wee bit of trend, a bit of audio. I feel like people have a wee bit of more of a personal connection when they kind of listen to people talk about food. So very much for me, I started with voiceovers from day one. And I think my first ever video on TikTok hit like 30k views. I was like, this is my first video, like what's going on? And I think it was actually a video of Common Market. I was up at the SSE Arena at the New Arcade, and I was like, date night idea, like I just went to play a wee bit of like pool and things like that. And then we went to, I think it was Smash Bros, or there was like a chicken restaurant back in the day, and the High Chick, is it High Chick?
I'm not sure. And
they did the chicken on the stick. So I went to do like a wee date idea video, and it did really well. And I was like, is there something here? You know? So that's how we started.
Do you have any wee tips for people who maybe are food reviewers?
I feel like it's really important to be authentic. You know, this is the thing, like I'm getting a lot of hate at the minute where it's like, all you say is good things about food. And I think just influencers in general, it doesn't even need to be food bloggers. It's so important to stay true to yourself and share honest opinions. And I feel like with these smaller creators, they have that ability to be completely honest because they aren't working with the big brands. They're not getting gifted this food. So they are going to be brutally honest. And that's how we started initially. We were so brutally honest and people really rated that, you know. And I feel like the bigger you get, you've got such a following where you don't want to completely tarnish a business. So for us, it's still important to showcase all these wonderful food spots throughout NI and even further afield, but still try to be completely honest because, like I said, people are watching that, they're going to go, and if they get a terrible experience, that wraps on me.
Yeah.
You know, so you do find that, again, this is always this kind of the basis of it, like those smaller creators always tend to have bigger trust than those larger content creators. Sure, look at celebrities and celebrity endorsements.
Yeah.
No one really truly believes that that celebrity uses that product. So naturally, it doesn't work in all cases, but the bigger you get, the less trust you have.
Yeah.
So I feel like hopefully we still have a lot of trust, but who knows?
Something just came into my head there. You said something about celebrities. Were you not with like Sam Thompson or something like last week or literally the other day?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, so I have another full-time job. So I work for Nathan at Port Lunch. And so it's just me and him. We just kind of do a bit of content. I kind of do the marketing / content creation side of things and help him out. And he's a regular on This Morning, which is so cool. So the first time I flew over to London with him, we were on the set of This Morning. There was like Rylan and Josie and then Sam Thompson.
Yeah.
So spent the afternoon with him. And it was
mad.
bonkers, like absolute bonkers. He is the definition of like golden retriever energy. Like it's hilarious. But yeah, he's a really lovely guy. Like really, really rate him as a person. And he still is, again, true to himself. And like he's just
100%
what you see on social media is who you get in real life, which I really rate. And he's a lovely guy.
It's just with I had to throw that in there to be honest, just whenever you said it, because I'll forget if I don't. But like, see with the food reviewing, we're in 2025, the start of 2025. Where do you want to take it, I guess, over the next couple of years?
I mean, again, like, if you really put energy into something, you can make it full time if you really want to. But with obviously a lot of bloggers popping up here, there, and everywhere, it sometimes can be hard to make that a full-time career. So I'm very content with my job and I still want to be able to work full-time. I love having a side hustle. And I've always said, you know, full-time job, yes, it can pay the bills, but having a wee bit of a side hustle does help.
Yeah.
That's my travel fund, I call it. So I love to travel and always have done. So we love going and trying like new food spots. Where we go to New York in 2 weeks and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do feel like potentially down the line, I would love to do some sort of like foodie meetup, foodie events, kind of collab where we can have like a base and like work with local food vendors throughout NI and maybe do something like almost like those I can't remember even the name of it, but people would call it like supper clubs. I would love to maybe get into that style where like we have such a big foodie community on our page. Like I'd love to kind of create some sort of supper club or kind of meet up once a month so we can kind of share our passion for food and eating.
I was going to say, like, the mindset behind, I guess the food reviewing and things, is that the passion? Is the food reviewing the passion, or what is?
I think the passion really just goes to show, like, I love Belfast and I love the produce, like I said, and I believe some of the businesses here in NI are absolutely smashing it.
Yeah.
So I genuinely want to create this page to kind of showcase the fantastic food scene we have here, but also I just love like meeting like-minded people, and I've been able to meet like such a fantastic bunch of girls through my food page, and like we all love food, so we'll meet up once a month and we'll have a lovely dinner together and we'll try new spots we've never been to before. And I just think like being able to meet people that like have similar interests, like I think that's really lovely.
I thought it was something really interesting you said there. We had like Feminine Foodie on a couple of years ago, and you actually know her?
Yeah.
So you don't know each other.
Caitlin was like, she was the person, so she set up this foodie group chat that I'm in at the minute. With my friend Amy, and I don't know if Kiva was involved too, but like I'm in a food group chat with them, and we kind of will always put in like, are you going to this event? Are you going to this? Or
I love that.
I think invited to this. What did you think of this? So we'll just share honest opinions in that group chat. It's great to have that kind of network within the.
And everyone has that same experience, I guess. Like everyone knows how the challenges and you face. What are some of the challenges you face, I guess, whenever you're shooting content?
I think comparison syndromes, I think it's a really big one for me. I feel like there's fantastic videographers and content creators out there, and by all means, like I'm not going to have a full blown equipment like this right now, but you can definitely compare yourself to other people that are creating fantastic content. And like, you just got to realize like people are following you and enjoying your content for a reason. So just stay in your lane and just realizing if it's true to you and you enjoy the business, just share the content. And for anyone that's maybe thinking, I want to dabble into social media, just do it. Like, but this is the thing, like a lot of people just start out and they have no idea what it is they actually want to post. And that's why I think picking a niche is really important. I've always said this is the training in me. I would always in my old job, like train in social media, an influencer. And I do find you need to pick that niche and then roll with it. So my niche was food and that was my focus. And a lot of people are like, but like, would you not go into travel? Would you not show a little bit of like what you eat in a day? And I'm like, I'm keeping it about the food because I know I'm comfortable sharing that. I think when it comes into that lifestyle, and hats off the lifestyle influencers, I just could not open up that camera every day and showcase me. I just, A, don't have the time, and B, I think I would really start to overthink the content I post. So I do think comparison is a thief of joy. I've always loved that quote. I think Annette Kelly, Little Penny Thoughts.
Yes.
She came up, well, she says that quote all the time. And I truly believe that if you compare yourself to others, you're not going to be happy in yourself. And you just got to realize, stay in your lane. And as long as you enjoy what you're doing, I feel like for these like content creators or people that work in social media, if it's no longer enjoyable, why are you doing it? At the minute, I'm still loving it. Next year, I could hate it. I'm like, that's fine. I can take down the count if I wanted to. Like, and as long as you're enjoying what you're doing, just do it.
I feel like you're doing a couple of places after this. And like you're doing podcasts now. You're so busy. Why? Like, what do you need to switch off? Like, how do you sort of like get yourself out of that zone, out of like the socials, out of food and stuff?
I try to go to the gym as regularly as I do, and I love the gym. If I can go, I'm not setting myself unrealistic expectations. 3 days a week, I'm happy. I started swimming now. Swimming girl. So I love going to the gym to switch off because I feel like I'm getting my exercise. I'm mentally working in a food blog. I always need to get some sort of walk or some sort of gym in
clear the head.
Thing. Just to clear the head. I go for a walk every single morning before I start work. That just really helps me set up the rest of my day. I live near a beach. I love being by the sea. It's my favorite thing. So I just think getting my steps in, going to the gym, and it's screen time for me because my job is in social media. I try to put the phone down as much as I can. So whether that's actually picking up a book. I started reading last year. I know, who am I? I actually went to my first ever book club last week. Is there a
Belfast book club?
There's Belfast book club, So it's called Bells of Belfast. If you know Lucy, only just Lucy.
I think there's
So she's wrote a book called Bells of Belfast, and she set up her own book club. So I'm now going to that, and I'm now a book girling. So we'll see how long it lasts.
What are the type of things you read? Like on a, I guess.
Like I love a wee bit of thriller, like where you don't like expect what's going to happen. Like I'm like, whoa. I love a plot twist moment. So like, you know, whether it's you watching TV and like you don't expect something to happen. I love books that have a bit of suspense to it, where I hate that predictability. I hate when you're just like, oh, you just know where that book's going. Hate that so much. So
I've actually got a last couple, I think there's like 3 left for you. But this is a one we ask on like every podcast, but like, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Oh, this is very interesting. I think the best part of advice is you always need to be true to yourself. Like I feel like with working in social media and working in marketing, it's very easy to, you know, compare yourself to others. And like I said, like as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing, like who cares? And Gary's a big advocate of that. Like anytime he's like, are you enjoying it? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, so what else matters? Like, and I'm like, when you put it that way, I do agree.
Everyone needs a Gary in their life, to be honest.
Honestly, I overthink so much, and he's very much, he'll put me in my place and he'll be like, Cara, honestly, look at yourself right now. Like, why are you overthinking? Because it's not a big deal. You need to realize if you're doing something you genuinely love, then
it's all worth it.
It doesn't matter.
One more for you. If someone, a young person maybe, was looking up to you and watching this and came up to you on the street and things, asking for advice on anything, maybe business, on the food page, is there anything you would say to them?
I mean, like, I have a lot of people reach out to me advice all the time, and I'm like definitely that girl that people go to for advice, because I feel like working in social media and marketing, I feel like a lot of people do come to me when it comes to like rate cards and do I get paid for this piece of content? How do I accept gifted? I get that all the time, and I am like the biggest advocate of being fully transparent. And if someone came up to me and maybe wanted to start out their own food blog, I always say just do it.
Yeah.
As long as you have a passion for something, whether that's knitting, whether that's food, whether that's makeup, just do it. Like if that's something you genuinely believe in and you enjoy, lift the camera out and do it. But I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to be on camera, that's daunting. Look at other ways you can create that content. And I'm a big advocate of look at other people in the industry. What are they doing?
Yeah.
Kind of look at that content and how can you put your own spin on it? I've always said that.
Yeah.
And when I'm training like all these small businesses throughout NI, it's look at competitors. They're doing a good job for a reason. So what could you do to put your own spin without directly copying them? I hate people who copy.
Do you get that much?
Such a pet hate of mine. I think in the food space, it's not directly copying, but like you'll do a video and then everyone will follow suit being like, I went to this place. That's completely fine. Like it's fine. But again, you do find like people will follow suit. Like me and Raina with the voiceovers, people will start doing voiceovers because they see it working. And I see that as a big privilege because people are like, clearly her content's working for a reason. So let's give it a try. And
Other people are using
that's complete. Like, and I am anyone that knows me and meets me, I'm the biggest advocate of everything. Like we have such a fantastic food scene here in Belfast. There's plenty of room for it, you know, like there's plenty of room for amazing creators out there. And we are starting to see more and more influencers like come and create content, which is great. And I love to see it.
Tell me this, is there any events coming up or where can people find you if they haven't, or maybe they're stumbling across you?
Yeah. I feel like this is one thing that I should ask. Like, we really struggle to have meetups here in Belfast. Like, there's not that many people that have like events or like-minded people that work in this space. Like, there's not that many meetups. Like, I'd love someone to start doing that in Belfast because I actually had a content creator. He's massive in Belfast, but like, he's more like global, like he hits America and London. And he's like, there's no meetups here in Belfast. And I'm like, oh.
You should get one sorted. I would go to that. We would go to that.
We need to like have some sort of like influencer, content creator, like-minded people sort of meetups. Like I would absolutely love to see something like that.
For sure.
But yeah, if you want to see me, I am on Instagram, TikTok. I try to post on Facebook and YouTube, but it's just, I don't have the time to be honest.
I get it, Cara. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much.
I'm all out of questions. Is there anything you want to say when you're here? Is there anything you want to touch on? Or?
No, I just think, I don't even know what else to say.
No, you're grand.
Like I gave my quote and I plugged, like, put my handles.
No, thank you so much. If you haven't already, go check out Cara and everything you're about, and go check out all of the spots in Belfast that you've been to. So thank you so much. That's been all from the official Young Hunger podcast. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next one.